It's hard for North Americans to believe that the most popular sport fish in the world is the carp. And it's even harder for the rest of the world to understand why North Americans hold carp with such low regard, considering that this country has some of the finest carp fishing found anywhere. Let's join Doug Stange and some famed European carp busters who are going to show us what we're missing out on.
Hi everybody, I'm Doug Stange, and I'm along with Bob Roberts, who's an English journalist and fine angler, and Randall Aiken, who is from Oklahoma actually, and he's the head of Crafty Catcher in the United States, and Peter Clapperton, who's about to get one right here, who is one of the better tournament anglers in England. And? Okay, now I'll tell you what, you hold on to that fish. We're going to talk about baits, and when you're ready to land that fish, you just call, okay?
Okay.
I think one of the keys, now really honestly, I love to catch carp. There are a lot of American fishermen who do too, but it's these huge carp. And I want you to show me how to catch lots of them. Holy smokes, what action going on here. But baits may be one of the keys. There's a lot of people who see these huge carp and they are very difficult to catch here, at least by our standards. Now we don't put the time and effort in that of course fishermen, for example, in England would put in. But we just want to see some of the methods, and I'm particularly interested in the bait.
This is maize, and it is the key to catching these fish. Sweet corn is eaten by all small fish, and when carp do eat it, they can squeeze it with their lips. This is maize which is hard, and what we've done to it is we've boiled it for about an hour, and that has softened it very slightly, but it still wants to be hard, because carp have got the lips at the front, and then they've got teeth in the throat. And they actually chew things with the teeth in the throat. And with this being hard, when they pick it up, you've got to take it to the back of the mouth and chew it. That way you hook them every time.
So what's all this stuff then?
Well, what we've done to make it more palatable to the carp is we've flavoured it and sweetened it. Now what we've got here is a range of stuff that will be available from the Crafty Catcher. And here is Tutti Frutti Nutrifresh. And what I've done is I've put some of this in this bait. I've also added to it some sweet kajausa, which is another flavour, and a little bit of artificial sweetener. This makes the bait very sweet, and so believe it or not, you can eat this yourself, and it is gorgeous. It's like eating candy. Now, once carp find this bait, they just can't stop eating it. It's beautiful.
He's got another one.
This is hectic. We can't get sport like this at home. This is giving us explosive action.
Okay, we're going to talk. There's some other secrets about that bait and how you use it. Well, let's get back to Peter right here.
The introduction of carp into North America were under the direction of the U.S. government in 1877. At that time, many native fish stocks were depleted by commercial overharvest and habitat abuse. Ulysses S. Grant appointed the U.S. Fish Commission to find a species to introduce to bolster the nation's supply of food fish. The Commission suggested the carp, noting their rapid growth rate, adaptability to new waters, hardiness, and their fine table quality. The carp lived up to expectations. By 1908, an estimated 43 million pounds of carp were being harvested. Although a highly prized commercial fish during those early days, angling for carp never became so popular in North America as it was in Europe, where carp were, and remain today, unquestionably the most esteemed of all sport fish. By contrast, today carp remain perhaps the most underutilized sport fish in North America. The truth is that few North Americans really know very much about catching carp. Now, admittedly, where huge populations of smaller fish roam, the small carp are terribly easy to catch. Huge carp, though, 20s, 30s, 40s, and really gargantuan fish of 50 to perhaps even 100 pounds, are rarely caught except by accident. It's because these huge fish are supremely intelligent, perhaps the most intelligent of all freshwater fish. Carp are uniquely aware of their surroundings, blessed with supreme vision and taste senses, plus a hearing and vibration detection system that is far superior to almost any other fish in fresh water.
And these carp can live, as you said, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years.
And more.
That fish can give sport for another, give or take, probably 12 now, 10, 12 now.
Your grandchildren could be enjoying catching that fish.
Huh. But the rig it's a curious rig. It's an adaptation, or I mean a modification, or let's say it this way, it's an improvement of a really basic rig here. You know, the lead here is slipping on the line, and you have a swivel and you have a leader. Americans are quite familiar with slip rigs. Now this is very curious, and I know that how popular this is, and I know that in England the hair rig, as it's called, has been around for almost a decade. but here it's unheard of.
Yeah, it's an incredible rig for catching fish. What we have here is an extension of the dacron through a little piece of silicon tubing on the hook shank, and then we put the bait on the dacron. And what happens is, because this is a hard bait, the fish has to take the bait to the back of its throat to chew it, but they have throat teeth. And of course, when it sucks it into the back of the mouth, the hook follows in, and then when it tries to spit it out, the hook lodges.
One of the secrets to catching big fish is to bait an area in order to get the fish to feel confident enough to feed. Introduce corn, at least several quarts of it, into an area where big fish swim. In several hours, big carp should begin to feed. Then it's a matter of adding more corn to the area from time to time and offering your bait along with the introduced bait. Key spots to set up include eddy areas below dams, points at the mouth of bays or backwater areas, and along reed banks on main lake or reservoir bars. Oh, and don't forget the mouths of feeder streams, anything with current. Most of the biggest fish are caught during early morning, late evening, or after dark.
Oh yeah. I see. Ready?
Careful how you're looking. Yeah.
Ooh, what a fine fish, huh?
So
Yeah. Oh, oh! Look at the back on that fish, and it's so long. What a beautiful fish. Congratulations, huh? We go. Whoa, Peter, what a huge fish.
Beautiful.
Huh?
Look at the tail on that.
Well, I'm going to get a picture of you two holding one of the greatest sport fish on the face of this earth.
Proud of that one. That's probably my biggest carp ever.
Really?
No? Beautiful.